I'm gonna build these doors for this barn. Let me back up. It's gonna be a double door. I've made a sketch here. The dimensions are, it's 48 inches across the width here, and then it's 77 inches high. Anyway, I made a little sketch of a tiny door, so it'll be 76 3/4 tall and 23 3/4 wide, and I'll make 2 of those, and it'll be a rail style with some intercrossing, and it'll be pocket screwed together, and then I'll lay the siding sheet on the door frame. Here. Okay, that is not 45 degrees. Yeah, of course not. Why would it be 45 degrees? What was I thinking? Scrap. Okay, so here's what I got. I've made a template here at 27.5 degrees and then 62.5 opposite, and then I'm just laying it over, mark, and then I cut it on the miter saw super carefully. Okay, getting this door wrapped up and kind of slapped it together, and that's probably why I screwed up that cut, because I really didn't take time to think it through. So I think I've got this set at something like 27.5 angle plus the opposite, which was 62 and something, which is what I laid up there and measured. However, what I could have done is got a rough idea just by measuring this square in here, or calculating it to be, 16 3/4 and 33 1/8, and then I could have figured, this piece, the actual length of it and the angle that I needed to cut. Now luckily, so just by taking my calculator here, no big deal. I actually come out pretty close. I come to 26.8 degrees is what that angle is supposed to be based on this window that I've measured here. And I just did that by 16.75 divided into 33 and an eighth, which are these two dimensions. And then I can do this second and do the inverse tangent, which is right there. And that's where I got my 26.8 degrees. Now I've got this cut at 26.5, which is going to be close enough. And then also, I think I measured this to be 37 just by hand. And when I calculated it out, I actually come to 37 and an eighth. So I could have made those a hair longer, and I'm kind of seeing that right here when I'm trying to get this kind of squared up. I could use a little bit of extra length here, but also there's, you know, you're going to have, not everything's going to land right where you want it. And it's just, yeah, see, that one's not, that one's off a little bit. But whatever, Pythagorean theorem to calculate that out, just 16.75 squared plus 33 and an eighth squared, and that equals 1377, and then square root of that 37.12, so 37 and an eighth roughly. Okay, no problem. Just getting this a little bit squared up, and then I'll get the face laid on it, and then I'll build the second one, maybe a little bit more accurate. Okay, setting this back panel on. Since this is my gap, my ugly one, I'm gonna put it at the bottom. It's 80 3/4, so this is not square. So I need to rely on my door frame. It's more square than this cutout. Okay, here's our door. Okay. Looks pretty good, I think. I gotta build another. Setting these doors in here. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Probably need to lift this left one up a hair. I need to shave these doors where they're overhanging on the top and bottom. That way I can get some of my play back, some of my fit. Okay, I got this other door. First door I built, I came back and I actually set it because I shaved the top and bottom, but I also fixed this gap. I got this set at 1/2 inch. This is the underlip. This is the underlip side of the left door, and it was 1/2 inch down here at the bottom, and then I can't remember, it was like over 5/8 at the top. So I backed all the screws out. I set the top over to 1/2 inch, and then re-screwed it all back down. Making my soffit pieces, and set the table saw to 8.5, and now I'm gonna rip. Okay, to put these up, I'm gonna use my finish nailer since it's such thin boards. And this is actually BC 1/4 inch, so it's got a nice side, decent side on it. Something like that. All right. I'm going to run some furring strips down the side here. 1x2 furring strips, but I don't know. Kind of wish I'd gotten the 2x2s. Oh well. Okay, so I just, not real perfect. Kind of want this to be flush with your, you know, that's not too much of a step. Should be able to fudge that. So I should have brought this a little further out. But there'll be a trim piece coming down here, coming up here, all that. Yeah, let's get this fixed. Just going to pretend that I never did those 1x4s on the top. So I went back and I got some pressure treated 1x6s this morning, and I just ripped these 1x4s off. So I'm going to put them back up. Time to start riffing and drip edge. So I'll do the drip edge first, and I think these are maybe 1.25 inch roofing nails. Okay, I should have enough shingles left over from the barn project. This is a starter strip. I've never used that before. It looks pretty basic though. Instead of taking a 3-tab, you just make a starter strip. To test out my roof. Well, it looks dry in here. I think my shingles are working out. A little bit of daylight left here, and so I'm gonna see if I can mix up some mortar and fill all these gaps in. Got a couple of rocks down through here that I'll stack up in there. And I can't find my tools. I probably haven't done mortar in a long time. So unfortunately all I got is my little guy. Important thing is just kind of smoothing the top out. So I'm going to use this steel trowel or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go inside and see if I can feel some of the other side. I'm just using the rest of my first bag to try and fill up this wall cavity, so that's the plan, or at least that's where I'm at. And then my second bag I'll go do the other side. If I need a third bag, I got it. Okay, I'm gonna brush this, kind of knock down the high stuff. I think it's ready to be brushed. I'll fill in some holes there if I can. I'm just filling this hole in here and working my way up to the top, doing each side and just shoveling it in. I'm not completely done, but I'm not gonna get my last bag open until this over here dries a little more, because it's sagging because I put it on too heavy, too thick. But okay, gave that a quick swipe down and wrapping up this shed today, and well, probably this week, hopefully. Just gotta trim it out and get it painted, but I'm actually, these pressure treated boards, they bow out so bad, I'm just gonna put a little screw down in the bottom of them, try to get them back together best I can. Just continue along trimming this out. It's pretty time consuming, but I just measure and cut everything separately, like these trim pieces like this, fill up in here. You know, it's this one, they just all are different. Yeah, so anyway, we'll get that one set up in there, but that one's, you know, 7 3/8 to fill that gap, and then down there it was 7 inches. So, and then I'm just putting, you know, one or maybe, well, I got one screw in that one, but I'll do one on each side on this one. Just, that's all I'm doing. Nice thing is, you know, once you get an angle established, like 18.5, it's the same angle through everything. Wrapping up this trim work. Turned out okay. It's just tedious. I really don't like it. You gotta measure and then cut each individual piece, and not real. Usually, like right here on this inner trim board, I would have done a 1x4, which is what I should have. For some reason I thought a 1x2 was gonna look better since it was a smaller overhang, but nah, I wish I would have just did a 1x4, but it's done and I'm not changing it. I just gotta finish trimming up this eave, and I got a couple more pieces, and then I'll caulk it and paint it. I don't normally caulk, but I think on this one I'll go ahead. This is a acrylic latex plus silicone. Get this primer mixed up. I just bought this airless sprayer. I have a pneumatic, like a canister sprayer you hook up to your air compressor, but thought I'd give this a try. I've got a larger airless sprayer, but it's too big for these small jobs. So, let's see here. This is actually a lot bigger than I had anticipated. Okay. That's probably on off, and that's trigger control. We got air power. Of course, it's really windy today, so that's not helping. So we got air control here, and then it looks like we got trigger pull right here on the side, maximum, and then we can get down to minimum, and that's going to be your flow, your amount of material. So okay, and then I guess we got spray pattern up top here. I don't know that this is really a air. This is not. This is more like an air compressor on board. I think a airless is where they actually like pump it out of the nozzle. This is more like a air compressor on board style. So, oh well. Using this Zinser primer. This other gallon is a spare I had laying around. It's pretty old, so I'm actually going to thin it. This says you can thin it with 10 ounces of water, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to try and paint it. I'm going to try to brush it out of the can. Okay, switching over. Let's see if this is any faster. Okay, that was unwise to try and brush that, because I just sprayed this pretty easily. It was a lot easier. I think it's just the T111. It just drinks the paint. So this was the way to do it. I just shot this wall, and it took me what 30 minutes on the other side, and I just shot this wall pretty heavy. In about, I don't know, a minute. Oh well. I'm starting to like this gun all of a sudden. This thing holds more than a quart. It says 45 ounces, so. Finishing up here. Okay, I'm gonna hopefully finish this shed up today, and I'm gonna do that by painting the trim white, and hopefully that's it, and this project will be done. That's all I'm gonna do for right now. Future plans are to, run power to it and put some lights in it. But right now I just wanted to get a shed over it to keep it from filling up with water. So let's get this wrapped up. This is just something you can grab off the shelf, white trim paint, exterior. Actually, I think it's interior and exterior. Something about painting up close is that to do that, you kind of if you want to be, I kind of prefer the, I don't know, the quick and dirty approach. It's not perfect, but you just don't, you want to kind of not let your brush. This is kind of how I paint trim. I just kind of go through here and get all the edges done. And it's not going to be perfect, but I prefer to do it this way. It's good enough, and it keeps you from having to tape everything up. Or I've tried using those shields. You put a shield down and paint it. they never have much luck with that. So I prefer just to kind of sweep it like this. Get a, saturate your brush a little bit. Kind of just goop it on there. Then you can come back over it. I guess it's all right. See, it's not perfect. Well, it's slow, but there's one door down. Got one more to go. Okay. This is the shed all complete for now. This is all I'm doing. Just put the hardware on it. Got the trim painted up and put the latches on it. Just got one latch up here to open this second door. But this will be this project for now. But pretty happy with it. It turned out okay. Oh, I will have to add some venting, so I will have to put soffits on the eave, or maybe I'll just put a vent. I might just put a vent at the peak, but that's all for now. I probably spent, I don't know, maybe 2 full weeks, 3 weeks leisurely tacking away at it. I'm not for sure. You can get them up pretty quick, but then it takes a while to do all that finished trim and painting. On to the next project.